Hello and welcome to The Spill, where we analyze what the news is spilling to the public and we spill our own personal juice to you listeners and watchers of this program. And so we just want you to take a seat and a sip and get comfortable, and welcome to The Spill with Jasmine and Naya.
Jasmine, why's your ice so loud?
Ice is usually a little loud. Don't worry about what's in my cup, okay? Don't worry about what's in my cup. Isn't that what Lil Wayne said? Mind your business about what's in his cup.
I don't know about no
And you
Lil
can do
Wayne. I
the
know
same.
about some Trinidad James. All gold. Everything.
I mean, I guess. I do got gold all in my watch. And you
Anyway.
got gold up in that necklace, and it's probably not even gold. It's probably some stuff that'll turn your neck green. But anyway, let's talk about Starbucks and what's going on out here in these streets with all these people that are ganging up against the lovely Starbucks. Like, come on.
So, this is going on in DC right now. I think it's really awesome. There are a bunch of like local mom and pop style coffee shops, and they decided to kind of try to take a little jab, I guess, at Starbucks. So what they did was they got together and created this loyalty card, and they gave them out to customers. And every time you buy coffee at one of these places, you get stamped. You get your card stamped. So it doesn't matter which one. It works at several places. And then after you get enough stamps, you get a free coffee or whatever. But the goal of this is to keep people buying coffees at these local coffee shops instead of going to Starbucks. Because if they're giving you something free, then why would you want to go there and pay more anyway? I think it's dope. Like, I'm all about the little guys trying to go after the big guy. And I just think it's really dope how they decided, look, if we don't stick together, we're all going to be out of business in like a year or two anyway. So we might as well
A
just work
year or two.
together, take tiny losses rather than the big loss of everybody closing up shop. I think it's
I
dope.
mean, I don't think personally that these people are going to shut down. They're like neighborhood establishments. Like they do have an install customer base of people who go there. Like I'm sure obviously they're not as big as Starbucks, but I appreciate like what they're doing, and I think down with big business. Even though I work in big business, I don't know, like I think that stuff like that is cool, but like we're like how does that scale? Like how like where do you go from there? Like okay, now you have these reward points, okay, and these cards, and they have 500 of them. Okay, next week they have 1,000. Now where are we?
But I mean, I think the point is to give you a reason to shop at, like, buy your coffee at one of these places. They get you in the door and they get you to come back. Then there's, that relationship with the barista. There's the coffee that they make that Starbucks doesn't make. There's whatever
Relationship
it is
with the
that you like about
barista?
this place. They really just had to get you in the door and give you a reason to keep coming back to one of these places. So, not to say that they're going to shut down Starbucks, but maybe slow Starbucks down from buying each one of these little places out.
I mean, hey, more power to them, and they're banding together like a gang out here in these streets, and I ain't mad at them.
The coffee grind. All right, they wouldn't let me in their gang if I came up with
They
that for them.
they would not
But
let
still,
you in their gang, especially not with that
I
boss
wonder what
chain.
would happen if other small businesses kind of did the same thing. Like, maybe not. And I mean, coffee is a great example. I think other
Yeah.
little burger joints could go ahead and try to stand up to McDonald's, but I don't think that's going to work very well because McDonald's appeal is just the cheapness. It's really nobody goes there because the burgers are so damn good. Like, I hope nobody goes there because the burgers are so good. I hope nobody's disrespecting their palates that way. That's not the point. But like, I'm trying to think of how many places would have to get together to take down Walmart. Like, they serve and sell too much shit. You'd have to get all the grocery stores, all the cheap clothing stores, the arts and crafts stores, the Radio Shacks, all them bad boys get together.
Walmart is like the mob. They got distribution. They got customers. They got workers that don't work for nothing. Like I'm just saying, like it's really hard to compete with that. It just like Starbucks, like in all of these like Burger King and McDonald's, they have all these like the infrastructure in place to just make things cheap. Like that's why like it's really hard for these small businesses to compete against like a Burger King or Starbucks. Well, Starbucks is interesting because Starbucks is premium coffee. And that's just not me like drinking the Kool-Aid
Premium.
cuz I am a Starbucks customer, but but
Yuppie. Yuppie.
but
Yuppie.
that's the problem that small businesses have. They don't have all that extra cash to throw at like machinery and like, development of new things to make everything like quicker and cheaper to do. So that's why you can't compete. It's like Walmart, come on.
Okay, yeah. Competing with Walmart is
Walmart will
gonna be
shake you
like
down. Will shake your corner store down.
not the corner store, not Poppy.
Poppy will fall right from the corner store onto the ground. Walmart be like, shake the shit out you.
Well, I'm all for them going against Starbucks because let me tell you what Starbucks did to me
Here we go.
last semester.
What they do?
I don't drink coffee. I think the shit is nasty. However, I was dying. Okay, like they was writing my eulogy. I was dying, and I needed to stay the hell up because my classes was kicking my ass. So I went to Starbucks, cross street from my building where I take all my classes. Went to Starbucks, bought some nasty shit that sounded like it was gonna be good. Bought like some gingerbread man latte frappa mocha.
Why would you
some
get
shit,
that?
right?
Why
Bought
would
it.
you get that? Why would you
I
get
didn't even
that?
buy
Sounds
the
like an
small. I
acquired
bought the
taste.
medium. So I don't know
Sounds
how
like
you
an
say
acquired
medium
taste.
in French Italian, but I bought that.
Who buys stuff like that? It's an acquired taste. Why would you get that?
I like gingerbread.
All right. Well, sounds like a great choice then. Go ahead.
However, it didn't taste like gingerbread. It tasted like coffee shit. It tasted like
Coffee shit.
coffee. Thought it was gonna eat gingerbread. Didn't. Took a shit. Put it in my cup. Watered it down. Put some milk in it and gave it to me. Not
Water
only
it
was the shit
down.
disgusting, I fell asleep. Like I
Peace
drank it
out.
and was falling asleep in class. It wasn't even like, oh, 2 hours later I was wired. No, I was still asleep. I just had a fucking stomach ache because I didn't like the coffee. My stomach was like, what is this? My hands were jittery, but I wasn't awake.
That sounds like a personal problem with caffeine. It does not sound like a specific problem that is aligned with Starbucks. Just saying. I mean, could be wrong, but
Starbucks failed me. I gave them $5 and they failed me.
or
Fuck
caffeine
Starbucks.
fails you, one or the other.
Fuck it.
You never know.
Fuck Starbucks. They tried it. You know what
Fuck
didn't try it? That
Starbucks.
Monster Energy drink that I drank half of. Turned me up for
Yeah.
days. Fuck
Don't fuck with no energy
Starbucks.
drinks. It'll have you, when I drank those, they had me talking fast. I was freaking, my hands were shaking. I was doing crazy stuff at my study session, like jumping around and walking, pacing and shit. Like you should never drink those. I used to drink what I drink? Amp, the green ones that taste like Mountain Dew. It was a bad
Why were
day.
you
It was
pacing and jumping around? Were you in church?
no. Amen. No, I was not. I was not at church. I was just blatantly just studying for a test when I was at school, and I thought it was okay to drink energy drinks. Oh, and McDonald's coffee to be okay to stay up all night. But
Got me up all night. Anyway,
come on.
shit is nasty. Fuck Starbucks.
That's fucked up. I
That's
love
how
you,
I feel.
Starbucks. Keep doing what you're doing, player. But people who aren't doing what they supposed to do is homeboy from Jersey. Ain't that where you from? Ooh,
Shouts out
Christie
to
don't know how to do
Jersey.
nothing right.
And I know we're about to talk about some things that are not very favorable about my home state. However, Jersey is still the shit. It's still the place to be. Don't let anybody tell you different because they are incorrect.
Like I'll give you that on a scale of pass through states, like Jersey ranks high. I'll tell you that it ranks high.
Mhm.
Like it's clearly above Connecticut or like, Maine or, Rhode Island or things
Why
like
are you
that.
picking these weak ass states?
But, I'm still classifying New Jersey as a pass through state. There's nothing truly there that's quite amazing. Just saying.
First of all, you don't pump gas in the state of New Jersey. That's fucking awesome. Okay?
Mm-hmm.
Like hands down, you don't have to go to some special self-serve or like full service. You don't have to go to some place where you pay extra and you ain't got to tip nobody. You pull up, you sit there, you don't have to do so much more than roll down your windows. You could just give them some hand signs, fill it up regular or whatever. Some
Mm-mm.
shit like that. But awesome. And the shit is cheaper than like surrounding states. So that's awesome. Pass through state. Yawn. Diners. Like 24-hour eat whatever you want. Who doesn't want access to that at all times?
So other states don't have diners?
But the diner is like, it's our thing. Baseball is also like our thing. The mob. People you don't want to fuck with. It's also our thing.
Isn't that in New York first?
Look it up.
Look, let me just tell you that the stuff you have named
Whitney
is
Houston.
not.
We can just keep. We could go down.
We'll
this list.
give
You're
you
already
one.
losing.
We'll
We
give
gotta
you
put more.
one. Whitney, one of the greatest vocalists of our time.
Straight
I'll give
from
you that.
Newark.
I'll give you that. But the other stuff that you described was not worth mentioning. It's like what?
Why did
Like
you bring up New Jersey?
freaking full service gas
Besides to talk
stations
about a
and
great state, why else
diners?
did you bring up
Like
Jersey?
that's what you really want to go to a state for? Oh man, can't wait to go to Jersey.
People drive
We're gonna
to
get some chicken
Pennsylvania
fingers
just to
and
go to Philly to
fries.
get a cheesesteak, like just
Woo-hoo-hoo-hoo.
for one freaking sandwich. That's it. Like, oh yeah,
First
let's
of
go to
all,
Philly and get a
Philly has
cheesesteak
lots
and then
of
leave, not stay around, see the Liberty Bell. No,
don't do it. Don't
let's
do it
get the
because
fuck
Philly
out of there.
has lots of history. Has lots of history. Come on. Come on. Don't play us like that. Don't play us like
You
that.
have it, but who wants it? Who
Betsy
actually
Ross
wants that history? Who
House.
cares about that? Like,
Who cares about the first flag? Who cares about the Liberty
who
Bell? Who
cares?
cares about those things?
Who actually
Who
cares?
cares about one of the first
Historians?
states that was
People who didn't
like
know what
called
they
a
wanted to
state? Like
major in
who
and majored in
cares about
history.
that? Who
Who else?
cares? Who cares about that? Then we have like stellar food and
Cheesesteaks.
come
And
on,
that's it.
come on. That's not it. That's not
What
it.
else
We
do you
have
have?
great restaurants. Check us
Knock
out.
off Italian
Yelp
ices that
us.
you call water
Yelp
ice.
us.
What else?
Yelp us. It's not
You all
Don't even
right?
get me
You okay?
started on
You okay?
that.
Choking on
Italian
water? Ice?
ices is water ice.
That ice was
I'm
loud.
done. I'm done with this because you know what? I don't like to fight with people who haven't done the research about my
I don't
great
need to do this.
state.
First of all,
So
if
just,
we're going to talk about people who didn't do the
I'll just fall
research,
back.
aren't you one of those people who thinks that because you're from Pennsylvania that you're part of the tri-state area, which you're not?
Let's move on. Anyway, Governor Christie. Are we
Somebody's
not
over it
talking
now.
about Governor
Somebody's over it.
Christie?
Come on, let's move on.
Governor Christie. What is he doing, Naya? What is he
Being a
doing?
dick like he always is, I don't know.
Okay. And he's from where?
Listen, there are things about New Jersey that I'm not proud of. Okay. He is most of those things. So I'm going to agree with whatever bad shit you have to say about him.
I don't have anything bad to say about him.
Well, let me tell you what his people did that.
I mean, I don't trust a politician any more than I trust the people that I work with, that I live next door to, that that I shop in the store with. Like, I don't trust politicians. Like, I don't like. I'm not surprised. He's doing shady things behind closed doors, cutting deals to increase traffic into New York. Like, like he's playing childish games and tricks are for kids. Like he just needs to stop. Like why did he think that stuff was okay? Ooh, let's increase the traffic. Like why was that his first thing? Like, oh, the mayor of whatever, New
Fort
York
Lee,
or
New
where
Jersey. It
Fort
wasn't even
Lee,
New
New
York.
Jersey isn't banging with me. Like, let me increase traffic to like ruffle his feathers. Like who comes up with stuff like that?
Fort Lee is the area in New Jersey that connects the George Washington Bridge to New York. So if you're leaving New Jersey to go to New York via the George Washington Bridge, you're in Fort Lee. So what happened was since they shut down most of the lanes to get onto the George Washington Bridge, all of Fort Lee was kind of screwed up because there were all these people trying to find other ways to get onto the bridge, only to find that it was the entrance lanes that were fucked up. So Fort Lee was just kind of screwed.
I'm just like, honestly, cutting lanes at a bridge is like the dumbest shit ever. And B, it just makes me want to grab my torch and pitchfork and go to his house. Like, he better hide his friends and hide his kids and hide his wife. Because like, those people were sitting in the car for 4 hours. What if you, like, freaking ran out of gas? Like, you only had that quarter
Hold
to get to
on. To
work.
be fair, New Jerseyans are actually prepared for that because when Hurricane Sandy happened and there was no gas at the gas stations and all of that,
That's
people
really
were in
sad.
line at the gas stations for hours, literally for hours, and waiting
But
online, a lot of places in their cars for hours trying to
and
get
that
things.
does
So
not make it
if they
right.
made it
That
through
does not
that, being
make
in line for
like
3, 4, 5 hours trying to get gas, surely they know how to have enough gas to get across a bridge.
and that doesn't mean they should have to. Like, I'm sorry. Like, what happened, like, where they had to stand in line to the gas station, that sucks. Like, that fucking sucks. Like, you don't want to even relive that. Like, nobody wants to siphon gas again. Nobody wants to, like, walk to a gas station. Like, nobody wants to do that stuff. Like that guy is a dickhead. Like he didn't think like you sitting in your car for 4 hours. You didn't think about hurting Governor Christie. Like I would have wanted, like for real. Like I get so like, and this is coming from somebody who has a lot of road rage. So traffic is not my friend. But like, but like I would have gone ballistic. I think I'm getting to work at 9 and I get there at freaking 12. Like that at 1 o'clock in the afternoon. You don't think I'm losing my job?
Hope not.
Well, I'm gonna call him from the car. I done lost battery power in 4 hours. I'm sitting in the damn car.
You don't have a car Oh, sorry. In the moment. Okay.
I lost my gas and then I lost my charger. That's what happened to those people in the cars. And then they got out their cars and it was mad as hell sitting waiting to get on the goddamn bridge. That's how they felt. They were angry.
I mean, yeah, that was the dumbest shit I've ever heard. And what's even dumber is the fact that there were all of these emails about it, that the people in the office were emailing this and conspiring and planning.
Like, ain't
And
this
I'm
gonna be
like,
funny?
you're gonna do some dumb shit like this and leave evidence?
Well, the governor didn't, because you know that he is like a lawyer by trade, right?
Mm-hmm.
He didn't have no paper trail. He was like, oh no, they gonna get me for this.
The fact that there is even a paper trail alone, like that's just stupid. Just for that to even exist, that's stupid. And now, what is it? They're claiming that somebody died because of this.
Yeah, they're claiming that somebody was like in an ambulance or something and like they couldn't get to the hospital enough times. So they're seeing if they can connect the death to the traffic problems. And if that's the case, then there will be federal charges brought against these people. And I'm like, when you put somebody in a room and say you're going to jail, and these are like people who went to like Stanford and like private school all their life, they're rolling on each other
They're not
instantly.
trying to go
Well,
to
it was
jail.
Sarah. It was Sarah. She set the whole thing up. It wasn't me.
They like, I'm not trying to go
Exonerate
to
me.
jail because I ain't never seen nobody die before, right?
Oh, the things I say when I'm drunk. I don't know how that makes sense. Even to this day, I don't understand. Like, it is what it is, though. But yeah, he needs to get it together. The governor needs to get it together. He's trying to be our president. With this nonsense,
Let me tell
you
you
don't think it's
something.
going to be... If he's the president of the United States, do you think that we're really going to be able to live in a safe environment with a bully like him?
Nope. No, I don't trust Christie. I would not vote for him. I am from New Jersey. I have a New Jersey driver's license.
Come
I'm a
on.
voting American. I would not vote for Christie, and I approve this message. Done.
Anyway, in other news, let's talk about the holiday that is approaching.
Martin Luther King Day.
You know, there was a guy who was making a whole mural of Martin Luther King Jr. out of Rubik's cubes.
Ooh.
It was so cool. Like, you gotta look it up when you get some time. Just look it up. But the guy, it was so dope. I digress, but it was
That's
dope.
a better
Like,
way to use his face, because I saw Martin Luther King's face come up on a party flyer somewhere. They were promoting some club event because nobody had to work on Monday, and his face is on somebody with some dude like this, and then some girl like all up on the club flyer.
and they should be ashamed. They should be ashamed.
So I'm happy that the Rubik's Cube thing is happening. That's admirable.
Like, who puts
Much
that?
more respectable.
I can't even.
And not
I'm
Martin
not
Luther
even
King
surprised.
Jr. turning up.
I'm not even surprised. That's like the title on the World Star video. Martin Luther King turn up. I can't even. Like, I don't even want to discuss that because it's ridiculous. Like, I can't do it. But what I was talking about was Valentine's Day.
So today is what, the 16th, 17th?
The 16th.
I don't know what day it is.
I got the date in my watch,
like
and it's really handy.
Until Valentine's Day. So that means it's prime time to get it cracking. Now, if you fucked up and you didn't already start snatching somebody around, Christmas, New Year's, like dodging Christmas so you don't have to buy a gift, like cool, swerve. But then you were supposed to get started around New Year's Eve, get under that mistletoe, that ball drop kiss, whatever, right? Get that popping, keep that going for, about 6 weeks, get your Valentine's Day gift, do whatever. Because then it's going to be spring, then it's going to be summer, which is grimy season, and you don't want to be attached. Right. So, if you fucked up, you didn't get that New Year's kiss, and you don't have somebody on the hook for Valentine's Day, there's still time if you act now. This applies, to men and ladies. However, this is more, particularly for those who are trying to get the free meal on Valentine's Day and not for the people who are trying to pay for the meal on Valentine's Day. That's a whole different topic. We will have to save that for another day. If you're the paying person, then I can't help you today. Today, this is for the people who need to get the free meal. First, if you're wearing skirts or dresses or anything like that to work and these things show up and come up to your knees or any lower than that, you're fucking yourself out of a potential free meal. Okay? Stop that. 3 inches above the knee. Okay?
Scandalous.
Get it together. Unless you're short as shit. Like, if you're like Jasmine's height, then you might not be able to do this because then, I mean, if you're 3 inches above the knee, like, you're wearing a belt. So, know your...
Wait a second. Hold the phone. Hold the phone. Like, what are you talking about? I am a normal height of a person. A normal height. I'm 5'2". Isn't Kim Kardashian 5'2"? Isn't...
I'm sorry, you wanted to compare yourself to Kim Kardashian so you could feel normal?
No, I'm not comparing myself to the slip and slide, but I am comparing myself to other people who are the same height as me, who are normal people in society. Like, what the heck?
Right. So if you're not a hobbit, then 3 inches above the knee might work for you.
This has to be a joke. coming from a giant, you're like freaking 5'9". Like, sorry, we can't all be Giselle. Like, what the heck? Like,
All right.
anyway, go on with these rules because this is just pissing me off. What's the next one?
Okay. So, yes, make sure that your wardrobe is appropriate for reeling in, a sponsor for the night. Okay. Next, reach out to some people, that some guys or, girls, whoever you are, whatever you're into. Start reaching out to people who, show interest, but you don't really fuck with that hard. Like they're a little corny or they're a little soft or they're like a little whatever, something that is, not your type. It's one night we're talking about. You don't have to get married, so they don't have to be your type, okay? They have to be somebody who has money, who can afford what you want for Valentine's Day, somebody who has the time to do what you want on Valentine's Day. And whatever it is that you want to do on Valentine's night, make sure that they are physically capable of also doing that, okay? Those are the things that matter. Personality, who's talking about that? It doesn't have to be that much conversation. Wherever you go to eat dinner, whatever you decide to do, it's going to be like a whole bunch of people out there eating and talking and loud. You don't have to hear shit the whole fucking night. Like, order a drink, get what you want, make sure they know what kind of gifts you like. Speaking of gifts, make sure they know what kind of gifts you like. If you like a specific kind of flower, make sure you talk about that with this person, okay? Start getting to know them. Also, hopefully there's more than one person because, you got to vet your options. You can't just be out here just banking on one person because while you're banking on that one person, there are probably several other people banking on that same person. So I'd say a good number 4, 3 to 5.
4 people? This is like a fucking career of dating.
Again, this is a short-term plan. So yes, you're going to spend a couple of weeks right now busy talking to people, conversing with people, maybe going on some preliminary dates, whatever it is that you need to do. It all works out for February 14th. Does that fall on a weekend or that weekend or whatever? And then you can go back to having nothing to do and being boring as hell and cuddling with your cats. You can go back to that. But if you want something to do on Valentine's Day, I'm trying to tell you how to get the shit you want. And even if you want to be one of those people who's like, I don't care about Valentine's Day, it doesn't matter to me. And you order yourself chocolates and, flowers and have them delivered to you. And
what?
There are people who do this. Maybe you don't do this. And I know I don't do this. But there are people who actually do this.
This is, if you would like to get fed or fucked, sure, follow that crazy ass advice. And you probably don't even have to do all of those things. However, if Valentine's Day is not that important to you, i.e. like it is not that important to me, you could A, find a fun place to go with some friends. You could B, stay in because obviously outside of your house, apartment, flat, whatever, there's going to be a shitload of people just standing in lines waiting to get into somewhere to eat. Like, who wants to do that?
Plenty of people.
I would not, first of all, I hate lines. So I would never want to sit in a line just to say I went out on Valentine's Day. And even if I did have a date, I would tell them that we're going out on Thursday. We're not even going out on Friday. I'm not trying to be out here with all those people booed up together, looking like they've been together for 5 minutes, kissing and holding hands and doing all this stuff at the table and in the lines and all that stuff. Like, I don't want to be around all that. Keep it to yourself. Keep it to yourself. I don't like that. I'm sorry. I'm just not into it.
You sound like one of those people who orders yourself chocolates.
First of all, I don't like chocolates. So I would never order myself chocolates.
Well, maybe not chocolates because I know you don't really care about chocolates.
First of all, if I'm ordering myself anything, it's like
pixie sticks.
Like something big. Like,
don't lie. Don't lie like you don't be in there buying yourself some child Valentines from Target and writing your little
Valentines. I do give out Valentine's at work.
Well, look, if you want to be like anti-Valentine's Day and you're not interested and it's not a big deal for you, great.
Do
Follow
you?
Jasmine's advice. You will have a great night that
And
you'll definitely forget, and that will be wonderful for you. You won't be depressed. Fine. But if you're trying to swindle somebody out of some money and some of their time on a holiday made up by card and candy companies and restaurant companies and all these hospitality industries, if you want to get somebody's money on that day, you need to follow my steps. Hike up this skirt or unbutton a little shirt. You know, men, you can go ahead and let a little peach fuzz out, unbutton a little something.
what?
Start
Who
going
does
through your
that?
contacts, your little Facebook friends, you know, little guy at the office who's a little bit creepy, but one night might not be so bad. You know, the person who texts you, but you don't really bang with them like that. You know, reel in some recruits. It's only for one night. And if you play your cards right, you might get a couple of dates for one night. We can talk about how to manage that on the next episode. That's a whole nother situation. I got some stories.
We will not talk about how to manage dates or wrangle people in some weird date ring that you're trying to create. Like that's not.
Date
Anyway,
ring. What the hell are you talking
just
about?
we're not doing that. We're not doing
Don't
that.
do
Where they
it.
do that at?
Don't worry about it. You got any questions, you can tweet me at Yeez. Yeez. Don't even worry about it.
But if you would like some sound advice from a person who's clearly sane, you could tweet me at Getting Too Jazzy. GETTIN, the number 2, JAZZY. But anyway, we're not talking about Twitter. We're talking about, well, you're talking about blurring the lines between freaking being a escort and a regular female or
Doing your
male
work.
today
They
in
handed a
everyday
resume and a
life.
headshot, and
Any
people are coming to get them. I'm just trying to tell you
no,
what to do. If
any
you just
let's talk about the blurred lines with Robin Thicke though. He's blurring the lines between him and another artist,
oh
and
my
he's
gosh.
paying the price for it.
So I don't even know who wrote Blurred Lines. Like, and I didn't even stop to look into this because I don't even want to know.
Won't
You know,
it?
it's performed by Robin Thicke and Pharrell and somebody else, right?
Oh, Ti. Sorry, I was dancing.
T.I., there we go.
Wanna get nasty?
Whatever. So
From
they're having a great
plastic.
time in the video. Whatever. Blah blah blah. Doing a little thing. Um. However, the song sounds a lot like um a Marvin Gaye tune from
Mm.
a couple years, back in the day, some old school joint. And there's no way to say that if you're Robin Thicke or Pharrell or T.I. that you don't know this song. No way
Mm.
in anybody's hell. The song is called "Gotta Give It Up," and it's the
Hey.
the bass line, like straight snatching your bass line and blurring the lines and putting it in my song. Like, son, they snatched the song. Now, it's very common for newer artists to go ahead and take somebody else's song and do something with it, sample it, do
Yeah.
something very
It's
similar.
like
But they did none of that. They didn't sample it. They didn't pay any credits. There was no any kind of money given to the Marvin Gaye estate or anything like that. And it's obviously a Marvin Gaye song, heavily, heavily influenced. I mean, at the least. So Marvin Gaye's family sued Sony for the song and for some rights or royalties or whatever. And I think it was just yesterday or like today they Sony settled. They settled the case, so there was no winner or loser. But Marvin Gaye's family didn't lose. That's all I'm saying. No, who lost? But it wasn't Marvin Gaye's family because they got paid. So
Hey.
I'm not gonna play the song, but there's a video on YouTube. It's like a minute and a half where somebody put the two songs and cut them kind of back and forth so you can see the similarities. And we can put the link to that in the description so you can look at that if you want to. But it's they're really similar, and there's just no way that
who could blame them though?
Hmm?
I said, who could blame them? Marvin Gaye? Like, come on.
I'm not going to blame them for wanting to use it. I'm going to blame them, however, for not paying for using it.
I mean, I agree, but I'm just saying, Marvin, what?
The thing is, though, Blurred Lines, I like the song. I don't love the song. I like the song. But the Marvin Gaye song, like, that joint still goes right now.
That,
like, right
first
now.
of all, that is a block party barbecue, outside barbecue classic. Like, come on. That's like that's the Christmas party, the anniversary, the wedding joint. Like, you can hit a little electric slide to it, a little two-step. You could even get a little twerk on and everything to it. Just saying, modern day. It got a little. It does got a bass line though. Don't sleep on it. But just saying, don't try to skim off the classics and don't think you got to pay for it. Just saying.
Yeah. So yeah, I'm not about that. I mean, I already have my mixed feelings about sampling and stuff like that. I think it's cool sometimes. I think some people get carried away. If you're gonna sample the song and then do something to still make your track your own, then great. But if you're sampling the song and your song is just somebody else's song, that's not hot. And if you're gonna do that, you have to pay. But I don't think it's incredibly creative to just not make that song your song. But
that's another.
Love it.
That is another edition of the spill. You got any things to spill, Naya?
Me? Spill? What could I possibly have to spill with my lifestyle?
I don't know.
No, I think this week my life has been pretty, calm, very introspective, did a lot of thinking. Not ready to spill on any of it yet because I'm still in the process of some things, but I am really happy with some decisions that I'm making with my fashion line and that whole retail thing that I have going on. So I'm happy about that. 201apparel.com. It's got some stuff up there already, some tees and some totes, and I'm about to announce the winner of the contest, the voting contest that was happening where we get to pick a t-shirt. So I'm getting ready to announce that. I'm happy with how that's going, and I think it's all up from there.
All right, well, we will see what comes out next episode of The Spill, and you can catch us on Fridays. We'll come out on Fridays, hopefully. God willing.
So it should be Friday when you're watching this.
Jesus be an edit. But but you can catch us on the next episode, and you can also submit any ideas that you do have about the show or things that you want us to talk about via email on the Spill Talk Show at gmail.com, on Twitter, on either of our Twitter handles at Getting Too Jazzy, GETTIN, the number 2, JAZZY,
or me at Yeez at YEEZ.
Or you can check us on YouTube at The Spill Talk Show. And it's been real.
Too real.
But we gotta go. Because the sister got more drink to drink. Bye.